Hello, Gabriel. It is the start of September. Yesterday, I actually had a really terrible storm that pretty much flooded the entirety of New York City. A lot of videos were posted, but my apartment's okay. My dad's house only got flooded like less than an inch, like some minor parts of the basement, but we're okay. And it's the start of a new month, and if you're reading my coinciding journal entries, you'll notice that I'm a little bit insane in the membrane, but it's sort of like a sine wave almost. Like I'm going up and down in terms of my mood. Yesterday night was pretty crazy because I just kept thinking about it and I kind of just made the realization that, maybe I'm never going to be able to socialize with people, like find true friends, find anybody to even try to date in the first place. And that made me very sad, obviously. But September is also the start of a new month. And while the last week of August was spent me kind of drifting away from my normal habits, I stopped running, started eating a little bit more junk, etc. This month is kind of a new start for me, you know? I treat every new day as a new start, but there's something about a new month or even a new year that just feels very invigorating. Like it's a chance to basically wipe the slate clean and pick things up where you left them off. And the good news is that we don't have that much progress to make up for because I weighed myself today and I'm 186.4, which is only zero point 0.4 up from 2 weeks ago. I didn't weigh myself last week because I was too scared to because I was eating so much food. So I guess that kind of is my fault. But the good news is that not too bad. We're still at 186, which is still a lot better than I was at RIT. Still a little bit better than how I was when I came back from RIT. But we're still kind of like in that plateau area. But if you work out the chest, if you work out the pecs, do some lifting, it'll look a lot better, I don't mind being 186 so long as I don't look 186, if that makes sense, I would prefer to be 186 and have a big part of that just be like the big muscle or whatever. Not necessarily massive, I'm not trying to be jacked, but a little bit of tone wouldn't hurt either. I really like this shirt. Like the color is so nice. It's the same as I had in the last vlog, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, a lot of loneliness lately. A little bit of depression, but on the bright side, I listened to this fantastic Joe Rogan podcast of this guy Naval, and his advice I listened to it and everything just resonated with me in a way that JREs almost never do, and it might be my favorite podcast of his from now. I think my favorite used to be like a couple of them with Jordan Peterson or the one with Alex Jones, but this one was just, there's so much value in that one podcast and rules that apply to life, and I think you got to work on that. And I don't know, there's something that was very inspiring about that podcast when I listened to it, and so today, and a little bit yesterday, but mostly today, I kind of cranked it into high gear. A lot of productivity got done today. You see my habit tracker here. First thing I did when I got up was pull out the flashcards, do some WWGU work for a class I'm taking. I'm going to be taking the performance assessment, or objective assessment, I'm sorry, on Sunday, so that'll be another class done. Working towards 30 credits by the end of, I want to say next week, so that'll be a semester out of the way, 30 credits, bada bing, bada boom. And Father Fred called me today, like, hey, come over, we need you to work the receptionist desk, which is great. So while I was getting $100 to sit at a desk doing nothing, I was also writing a script for a Trailer Park Boys video, designing a little bit for a Sonic level I have coming up, and I even managed to get in a recording for my script, like a voice recording of me reading my script for the Rift Apart video. So honestly, a lot of things got done today, and it feels really good, although I kind of do wish there was a little bit of time to dedicate kind of to myself, a little bit like more like video games and stuff like that, but I can tell I'm feeling a little bit tired, so it's probably not in the cards. The only thing I really have left to do today is to meditate, which is going to be cool, and the vlog. I'm kind of just like going down the list of habits and stuff that I should be doing, and vlog was one of them, and since I hadn't done that in a while, I figured this would be the good time to do it. But man, For a person I haven't spoken to in 2.5 years, my brain has really taken a liking to Catherine and how genuine she supposedly is. I didn't really. Let me put this down. Do I look good? I don't know. Do I look good? I was trying to take a selfie earlier, like in the church, and I was like, damn, I don't look that good. But now looking at it, it's like, okay, maybe I do look like maybe I do look okay. Not from that angle, not from this end. I don't know. This is what insecurity is. Just looking at yourself in a mirror and saying, back and forth, I'm great. I'm not that great. But yeah. My mind is slowly getting more and more infatuated with women that were in my past that I barely even got to know, and just picture myself in all these weird scenarios, like where I get to know them and, you know, they find out I'm actually a pretty great guy, you know, and this and that. It's kind of depressing, but I guess every human brain works like that, you know. If social media is anything to go by, like we've all kind of shared like those so relatable things, like, oh, who doesn't imagine scenarios when they go to bed? So. But, man, it is taking up so much more of my thoughts day in, day out. And I'm just wondering, like, what the best way is for me to solve this problem of always feeling lonely. And I'm actually, I hit up Nick today because yesterday night I was so bothered by it. Like, if you see my journal entry for September 1st, 2021, you're going to see it's like I almost went crazy at the end. Maybe part of that was also theatrics because I don't know, but it was a little bit part of like passion or something like that. You know what I'm saying. But I hit up Nick today because I was like, I need advice, and I ultimately decided to meet him up for lunch tomorrow. So we're going to talk about it tomorrow, and hopefully he has some kind of sound advice. I don't know if he will. Honestly, I feel like he won't. But, you know, you got to have faith, you know. Like, as I get older, I kind of realize that nobody really has the answers that you're looking for, and you kind of just have to find the answer within yourself, you know? That's kind of how I've learned to overcome my problems. You know, most of the time when I come up with a solution, it's only one that I could have come up with, or a way of approaching a project that was all me, you know? So we'll see how it goes. I'm cautiously optimistic, but we'll see what happens. You know, I guess the good news is that productivity-wise, everything's going great, but then you take a look at how my personal life is going, my social life, my social needs, they're just not being met, period. So, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times, but more so the worst of times thing. And I guess I'll just leave it at that. Trying to leave this one a little bit short. I have to remind myself to delete these once I upload them because they take up a lot of space on my camera, but also went to New Hampshire. That was nice. New Hampshire was fantastic. Went up to this Mount Washington thing. That was pretty cool. But I don't want to ramble on anymore. Have a good night, Gabe. I'll talk to you later.